Yeah, alright, okay. Something new for today. Coming through on the second try with this video, as I would say. So if you were watching, you got disconnected. I don't know what happened with the internet, but just something I gotta deal with when I'm going live. But it's alright, because we all gonna survive and thrive. And anyways, yeah, getting to what I gotta say for today. Coming to you with new information with no delay. As I get the words twisted in my own head, and what I'm trying to say is really, when I talk about Bitcoin, I'm going to talk about the flash crash. I'm going to look at it as an opportunity. So yeah, basically breaking it down, getting into it right away. Number one on the Google Trends today, Bitcoin. Yeah, so that means Bitcoin is the most searched thing on the internet right now. People just trying to figure out how it crashed and why and how much money they lost and all that stuff. So really starting from the top, we were hitting that new all-time high, I don't know, a month ago, a couple weeks ago. And I feel like out of this whole bull market cycle, that was when people were the most euphoric. People were the most like, nothing can go wrong. Everybody's going to make so much money. A lot of people that I had seen really had never even like, they were new to the game, new to crypto. And that's when I knew, that's when I started getting that, like that intuition saying like, okay, I've been in this market for a while, for many years. I really understand like, the market sentiment and like people's mindsets and where they are and how the the big market players use that information to their benefit to get people wrecked. So man, I even remember, man, I went into like a chat room, people, all these people talking about Bitcoin, right? And I could tell like they really didn't understand it from a level, and they were all going on telling people all to invest in these altcoins. Um, Yeah, so they're telling people to invest in all these altcoins. I come in the room and I'm talking about, hey guys, like, usually those crash the hardest when there's a crash. I would be really careful right now. But yeah, man, nobody was trying to hear that. They're just like, get out of here. Bitcoin's going to $200 million. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, all right, bet. Sure enough, man. Everybody always wants to come and tell me something like, hey, isn't like, don't you like invest in Bitcoin? Isn't Bitcoin crashing right now? And these are people that don't own any coins, right? But whenever Bitcoin's going up, I never hear from them, right? They're always like trying to tell me, see, I heard it's going to go down to zero. I saw that on the news. Like Babylon told me Bitcoin's never going to work. And I totally believe everything I hear on the Babylon news, so you must be wrong. And yeah, that's pretty much like the vibe I've gotten like my whole life. So I'm just used to it, man. Like people always going to like try to put me in some kind of box. Like I know like, I'm like above that stuff, man. Like, I ain't really scared of that stupid stuff, man. Like, people always gonna try something, man. People stuck in Babylon, like they, crabs in a bucket at times, like they don't want to see anyone else get ahead, because, it makes them think like they could have done it too. And if they see you do what they're trying to do and do it successfully, and they never like took the time to do it because they doubted themselves too much, it's just gonna make them mad and bring them down. So that's when they stop coming around. But it's all good, because then you can elevate yourself to be around higher level people, because as you grow, you can see, it shows who people are going to be when times are like this, when times like most people think it's rough, but I don't even think it's tough. Like I was watching this crash last night because I saw it, like I was kind of like smelling it, and I was like, man, I see this coming. I watched it when it was like, when it hit the line last night. Like I drew the trend line, right? And I was watching it right when it was above that trend line. I'm like, okay, we crashed. I think we're going down to like, I was thinking it would be like 52, something like that, just like a little bit, and then it bottom out. But yeah, it was one of those flash crashes that you really only see with crypto and Bitcoin maybe like once or twice a year. Um, yeah, yesterday it was here. So from all the fear, we just gotta stay clear, because I see a lot of people every time there's a crash like that, man. I hear so many stories of people that had just bought in, because it always crashes like that right after like the most euphoria, right after the most new people get in, thinking that they can't lose, that everyone just made all this money off this like coin that doesn't even do anything, and they want to get that next coin and all that stuff, whatever. So breaking it down, like just basically a lot of people got wrecked. A lot of people probably made a dumb choice and sold. So what basically happened, we broke that trend line, went all the way down to like 42, which is something that I thought that probably wasn't gonna do, but it did. Like I said in my last video, I said it could easily go down there, the level like down to the 40s, but some people are saying down to the 30s. I don't really see that. Like I'd be surprised if we did that. I think what's, because we went down to 42 and bounced like right back up to 48 within like, it was like maybe less than an hour that it went from broke that trend line till we hit, that like 20%, 25% crash of like 42, and then we were all like within 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, all the way back up to 48. So basically what I want to talk about is like what I think is going to happen next, where I think it's going, how I think this market's going to be flowing, and why. So basically I think that first off, in the short term, I would be really surprised if we had some like big bounce right back up to where we were. I think most likely we're going to kind of like stay around the same price range for at least the next couple of days, if not weeks. Looking back at the history of Bitcoin, every time there's been a flash crash like that, that's kind of what happens. We don't really just like bounce right back up. Might even just kind of like go down, but usually what happens is we'll go up to like test the last point of resistance above us, which right about now looks like to be about 50, and then probably like come back down to like that like 48, 46 level and kind of like stay there. But yeah, really anything's possible. You just gotta like look at it from a perspective is look at the Bitcoin chart, and every single time this thing has flash crashed like that, I've always a couple months or a year later been looking at it like, man, I should have bought more. Like first I didn't buy the crashes, I'd like think about maybe I should sell because it's gonna crash more. But like I saw last night, like for how quick it crashed and how quick it recovered from like that 42 to 48, that shows me that people were ready to buy. Like people were sitting on the sidelines with a lot of money. Like they saw that crash, they bought it right up again. So if we see another crash that goes down, if it tries to like break down to that like 42 level again, I think it's just gonna get bought up again real quick. We're probably gonna be sitting around like above like 45 for a little bit, and then probably like slowly go back up from there. But either way, man, all these people talking about like I was saying this before, like from the start, man, for the last like month at least, all these people talking about the end of the year this year, we're gonna like get to the end of the cycle and it's gonna be like 100K. Now you can look at it and be like, yeah, no way. People weren't really seeing my vision on that before, but now that it goes down to the floor, they're talking about like, oh, maybe some more is gonna go, but I'm like, I don't know. You just have to see what happens, and it's gonna show at the end of the day how people play the situation. Because a lot of times there's a lot of hesitation. People will see things start to run up, and then they'll say, oh man, I should have bought, and then it runs up, and then they get that fear of missing out, and it gets to the top, and they're like, man, I finally have the guts to go and buy this, and then it crashes, and then they freak out, right? Because they don't have that. I mean, this is something that took me a while, so it's nothing like against anybody, but it just takes a while for you to get into these markets and to like really have the guts to follow through with your intuition. Like once you start to understand this, like how many people can like really like buy at the bottom when everybody's afraid. Like right now, like what I just did, I just bought. Like I bought last night and I bought today, and if it drops again, I'll buy some more. And I haven't bought for a couple months. I was waiting for an opportunity like this. Basically what I think is, yeah, I mean, I think by the end of next year we're gonna hit that like 150 to 200K range, and that's really when I'm gonna sell like the majority of what I'm holding in crypto. But until then, nobody knows. Looks like altcoins, some of them crashed a little bit harder than the others. I picked up some majority of what I picked up was Chainlink. Yeah, I got some Chainlink, I got some Uni, and then I even got some Cardano that I was waiting. Man, like I played that right. Like I remember getting in Cardano, making a profit off of it, selling it around like $2, and even when it was sitting there like 180 something like that, or no, I sold it like 250, and I was like, everyone were talking about buying back in when it got back down to 2, and I was like, no, that's not the right thing to do. I'm still gonna sit and wait because, man, I don't want to be too late and spend all my money before, I always have some on the sideline scaling and whatever. So yeah, man, I got it at like 140 today. Yeah, I got some of that, but basically yeah, I think the main thing I learned from this crash is like, you know, everyone's going to tell you to hold. As the institutions have gotten into this crypto game, financial institutions, they've really, I've seen a lot more profit taking, right? Like in the past, things would run up and then they go down a little bit and like run up again, like especially these altcoins. But now what I'm seeing is like, no, man, it runs up. People are taking profit, running it all the way back down to where it started, and then you'll get these like short little spikes that are just sold instantly. Like it wasn't like that back in the day, I remember. So now I know, like, okay, for the most part, I'm not gonna be like holding all the time like I used to. Like I would take a little bit of profit, you know, in the past, but I think I'm gonna take more and see how that goes for sure. Because yeah, man, at the end of the day, you don't know what this thing's gonna do, but I can tell, like, I can kind of sense the like change that it's made, and I think it's gonna kind of stick with that trend. So, you know, I gotta follow it to the end because the trend is your friend till the end. That's what they say. So, anyway, if you like the information I got, it would mean a lot if you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because I'm coming in with new information steady. Hit the like button, the thumbs up, so you know more people can know what's up, because that way YouTube's gonna push this to the algorithm, give it to more people. I mean, there's a lot of good Bitcoin information out there, especially on YouTube. I feel like YouTube has like really the best of the best that understand crypto are like their main platform is YouTube. The Babylon news is like the worst thing when it comes to crypto. Like you can look at a chart of when they tell you to buy and sell, and it'll be at the worst times every time. So, anyways, yeah. Really, I think I pretty much said that the main points of, you know, I saw it dip and then just bounce back up so quick that I think more likely than not we're kind of like gonna stay at this range and then go back up. I think there's a slight chance that it goes down more, but if it does, that's just the opportunity to buy some more. Main thing is like being able to like strike while the iron is hot. Not hesitate in this game, because you know so many people do that. So many people make the wrong moves out of fear and greed. And while a lot of people are like freaking out, man, I'm sitting here like yeah, I just bought more. I just learned more lessons. Like there's a long way to go in this game. Like, you know, I'm not planning on like just getting out of Bitcoin next year and then like being done with it, like, or stocks or any kind of investment, man. It's just like the learning process. And if I were to get all afraid and get like mad, like most people do, most people I see, man, they get into this game and then they take a hard hit, like a lot of people just got yesterday, and then they're done and they're like, I'm done with this. And they don't even know that's just part of the price, man. You got to pay in anything to get better. Like it's gonna be ups and downs, but like you just gotta like roll with it, man. You just gotta be able to see it through and take it as a lesson instead of like something that's gonna stop you and have you go back to the Babylon system talking about, hey, can I get a job? Because man, so many people probably looking up job applications right now that we're sitting there thinking that they just put all their money into crypto a month or two ago and it was gonna go up to 100K. But hey, this just goes to show what I'm trying to say is, you know, there's no rules to this, man. There's really no rules. Like, you know, you just gotta learn. You just gotta make mistakes. Better you make cheap mistakes in the beginning. But hey, yeah, I think that's about it for today. I hope you got some value off of what I had to say, trying to come to you with new information with no delay. And yeah, I'm out until another day. Maybe tomorrow, who knows, but I'll go with the flow of putting these videos out more and more, because yeah, man, I was holding back before, like only doing like trying to do one a week, but really like I feel like I got it in me to do this like every day, and I think some people can get a lot of value off of what I had to say. So, you know, if you got a question or comment, let me know what you're trying to like understand more about, anything you didn't get. Yeah, so that's it. I'm out. Peace.